Well, hello there, and welcome to another beautiful night for a night chat here on Tommy Travels the Second. And tonight's topic is going to be self-driving cars. And the reason I thought of this topic is because last week Elon Musk made an announcement that they now have a chip that will allow Teslas to become fully autonomous. That is a goal that the industry has been working on for the better part of a decade now, or even longer. And so it looks like it's finally about to come into existence. And so I figured that is worth talking about. If you are brand new to this channel, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on a thing. And I will see you right after this. I just think this is an interesting topic because I haven't felt this way about an industry since I saw that first iPhone commercial. Remember, that was at a time where phones kept getting smaller and smaller. When cell phones originally came out, they were these big, huge, clunky things, and then the industry kept saying, oh, we've got this smaller, lighter phone. And then pretty soon it was getting to the point where we had these tiny little flip phones. It's like, hello, hello. And then that iPhone commercial came out and it showed the fingers flipping around on the screens and going on the internet and checking things. And I saw that, I remember thinking, that's going to change everything. And it sure did. It totally changed the world and connected us in a way we never would have dreamed possible back in those days. And this whole self-driving car thing, I believe, is going to do the same thing. It's going to change the industry in ways that we can barely imagine right now. And I say that the industry is going to be changing in ways that we can't imagine, yet I'm going to go ahead and imagine some of them right now. Like the way that cars are designed. For the last 100 years, cars have all been designed pretty much the same way. Sure, different shapes and sizes and materials and everything, but it's seats that are facing forward with a steering wheel in the front, the dashboard with the controls, the radio. It's all pretty much the same, but if we're going to have fully autonomous cars, all that front dashboard, the steering wheel, that can all pretty much go away. All we need is a computer system somewhere to say, this is where we're going. And then the car will just drive us right there. And that is just hard to even imagine. Can you imagine going into your car and there's no steering wheel, no nothing, you just step in there, say, take me to the grocery store. Grocery store, map routed. On our way. And then it just drives you to the grocery store, and then you can just sit there and talk to whoever you're with. Maybe there's not even windows in the car. Maybe it's instead of windows, there's like a screen, high quality screen that you can watch movies on, or TV, or be on the computer or internet. Or if you want to see what's going on outside, there's cameras where you can view the scenery going by as well. Everything would be connected. You can do your laptop or phone. You can pretty much have your own little workstation set up in there if you wanted to. If you're taking a long trip, maybe there's even a recliner where you can get some shut-eye or a little bed or something. I don't know. There's all sorts of ideas, and it'll be interesting to see what kind of cool designs that companies come up with. But there are still quite a few things that need to be worked out before they should start ripping steering wheels out of cars. Even if that technology were available tomorrow, it's still going to be a while before we have things figured out in that area. Like laws, for example. If we have fully autonomous cars, do we even need a driver's license anymore? Because we're not driving. Shouldn't have to do driver's ed anymore. Or insurance. If you have a fully autonomous car and it gets into an accident, whose fault is it? Does it belong to the manufacturer of the car? That's their fault? Do we need insurance at all anymore? There's a lot of questions there. Also, as far as how things work when there's fully autonomous vehicles driving out there, along with just regular people still driving cars. I know that there's been testing, Google and all these companies are out there testing their cars in regular traffic, but when there's a whole bunch of these autonomous cars out there, how does that really interact? And how do people interact with fully autonomous cars? There's a lot of question marks there, but when this stuff all does get figured out, it is gonna roll out quick. There's going to be a lot of companies flooding the market with fully autonomous cars, and it's going to get real interesting. My feeling is that the vast majority of the general public will not experience fully autonomous vehicles for the first time by going out to the dealership and buying one, or test riding one, as it'll probably be called. I think the first experience will be through ordering an Uber or a Lyft, because I think those types of companies are going to be the very first ones on board with rolling them out as quickly as possible. And there's going to be a major race to get into that market, because whoever can get in the soonest is going to be able to get a stronger foothold. And I think Uber has a very, very good grasp on trying to be that company that is on the forefront of that technology. And so I think the first time you see an autonomous vehicle, chances are it's because you're needing to get somewhere, you call an Uber, and all of a sudden you're going to see one with no driver that rolls up. And when you do ride in an autonomous vehicle for the very first time, remember that date, because within 10 years of then, that's all you're going to be doing. I think the industry is going to change that quick. There's going to be a lot of companies like Uber and other competitors that are going to kind of take over the market, and it's going to become so saturated with autonomous vehicles out there that it's going to be actually cheaper to just pay a monthly subscription like an app, pay $100 a month or $150 a month or something like that, and then you've got a car at your beck and call that can just drive up, take you to wherever you want to go, drop you off, and you're done. Then you've got no car payment, no insurance to worry about. You just step into a car, it takes you where you want to go. No parking situation to pay for, no traffic tickets. It takes so much of the stress out of some of the driving things that we have to worry about. You don't have to worry about paying for a new transmission or new tires or anything like that. You just pay a monthly subscription fee, and then you've got a car at your beck and call. And it's possible too, because there's no drivers. All they have to do is have the market saturated with enough of these things to drive around and pick people up, and you won't have a need to buy your own car anymore. In some ways, it'll be like a dream come true, won't it? You have to get up early and go on a road trip or something, and you have a long day's drive ahead of you, but you can step in the car. If you want to sleep for a couple hours, that's great. You want to watch some TV, catch up on some business, and go on the computer or play your favorite video game. Whatever you want to do. You could just chill out. If you're with friends or family in the car with you, you can just talk, play games, and then all of a sudden you're there. It's a lot of the stress taken out of some of the trips that we have all grown up with and been a part of. And in that kind of sense, it really will be a luxury experience going on a road trip or driving somewhere. Or in the morning, we don't have to fret about traffic. We're not stressed out about what everyone else is doing because we're in the car working on our own thing. We don't really even have any thought about what's going on outside. We just want to know when we get there. And then the car can drop us off right in front of the door and then be there to pick us up right when we walk back out of the door. Pretty absolutely insanely cool, if you ask me. But as cool as some of that sounds, there are drawbacks to it as well. Remember when you were 14, 15 years old and you knew that driving was right around the corner? You were so excited to get your license. At least I was, I know that. And then finally get to be behind the wheel of a car and learn how to drive. And then go cruising around on a Friday night or a Saturday night with your buddies, just kind of wandering around aimlessly with the windows down and the wind blowing, the radio blasting. Nothing better than those kind of times. I just remember having so much fun in those days, and that's all going to be just gone, a thing of the past. Just being able to get on the open road and watch the scenery go by. That's one of the things that I really like about doing Tommy Travels, is being able to just get up early in the morning and head on down the road, and just look at the farms and the different scenery that pops by, the small little towns, the antique stores, and just all sorts of different little things that you see in the countryside road going by. And the old barns, those are always fun to see. But you're going to miss out on a lot of that if you're sitting in the back seat playing video games or something like that. You're not going to see any of that stuff. That whole driving experience is going to go along with the advent of fully autonomous vehicles, and that is pretty sad. And what's worse is that I've got a feeling that someday driving in general is going to become illegal. It's all going to have to switch over to fully autonomous, because driving is more dangerous than what fully autonomous vehicles will be, and politicians will eventually say, nope, that's it for driving. It's all going to be fully autonomous, and that's it. And I believe that day it's not anytime soon, but I think it is out there, and that's what's scary about it. Another thing that's kind of intriguing about the theory that we will eventually switch to a world where you don't own a car anymore, you just pay a certain flat monthly fee to have a car pick you up and drop you off at the door. If that's what happens, we would really have no need for parking lots anymore, because people wouldn't own a vehicle. So they don't need to be sitting there parked. They would drop you off and go pick up the next person. And then another car, when you're ready to leave, just drop somebody else off and they're right there to pick you up. So if that's the case, there would be no need for parking lots. And this country has a lot of square miles worth of parking lots out there. So I wonder what would happen with all of that space, if they would make it into little park areas, or what they might do with all of that added real estate. Put in other businesses in those areas. Just kind of interesting to think about what they could do with all that space. Well, you guys, this has been another successful night chat here on Tommy Travels the Second. We've been talking about autonomous vehicles, and it sounds so cool on one hand, but quite depressing on the other. And if you have some thoughts on the topic, please go ahead and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and hit like on my YouTube channel. While you're at it, go ahead and hit subscribe and the little bell notification next to it so you can be the first to know when a new adventure comes out. And thank you guys so much for the support that you've given me so far. And until next time, I hope to catch you on the flip side, where you don't own a car anymore, you just pay a But yet, I'm gonna imagine